Welcome back to the second year topic, the solution topic. The last colligative property that we study is actually osmotic pressure. But before that, let us see what is meant by this osmosis and then go for this osmotic pressure. Osmotic pressure. So when we consider a solution separated from its solvent by using a semi-permeable membrane. Suppose I have this Thiesel funnel like this. It is actually a funnel having the mouth at the bottom that is kept inverted and its mouth is closed with the semi-permeable membrane. This is actually semi-permeable membrane. What is that semi-permeable membrane? We will consider that one in the next part. So if it is kept in a solution like this, or if you take this pure water here and solution of any non-volatile, non-electrolytic solute. Assume that this is the initial level of the solution. Let us say this is initial level. When we keep that in contact with the same solvent by using a semi-permeable membrane, then we observe that these solvent molecules enter the solution through the semi-permeable membrane. Because of this water entering into this Thiesel funnel, the level of the solution goes on increasing. So assume that after some time it is the final level. Now what we have observed here is the movement of the solvent molecules from the solvent side to the solution side. This differential movement of the solvent from solvent to the solution side is called as the osmosis. So it is the differential flow of solvent molecules from solvent side to solution side. Solvent side to solution side. We can also do one experiment. I will complete this definition after one more explanation. Assume that I am taking this solution separated from the other solution having different concentration of the same solute. Assume that this is the semi-permeable membrane, SPM. This vessel is divided into two compartments. This is the semi-permeable membrane. Now you consider that this is solution 1 and this is solution 2 with the concentration C1 and concentration C2. Now if you consider that C1 is greater than C2, concentration of the first solution is greater than the concentration of the second solution. Or we can say this is concentrated solution, this is dilute solution. Now what we observe here is these molecules of the solvent from the solution with lower concentration, they move towards the higher concentration till both the concentrations will be identical. So the differential flow of solvent molecules from solvent side to solution side in this case, or from dilute solution to concentrated solution, is called osmosis. Now when you keep the solution in contact with the water or solvent separated by a semi-permeable membrane, or a solution with concentration 1 and concentration 2 in which concentration 1 is more than that of the concentration 2, or if two different concentrated solutions are separated from one another, we observe that the solution moves from solvent molecules move from dilute to the concentrated solution or pure solvent side to the solution side. This movement is actually named as the osmosis. Now let us say some examples. Suppose I take one vessel with some water, keep an egg inside this one. Because of this osmosis, this water molecules from outside will enter into this egg. After some time, maybe 1 or 2 days, it may take time, we observe that this egg gets bulged. If you keep the same egg in a solution of salt solution, then we observe that this actually shrinks because of the movement of the water from inside to the outside. The same experiment in biology, those who are taking the biology, there you are studying by taking the potato. You are taking a potato in the form of a cup, then keeping solution inside that and water outside. We observe that the water moves from solvent to the solution side. So this is actually osmosis experiment. Definition for the osmosis: the differential flow of solvent molecules from solvent side to the solution side, or from dilute solution to the concentrated solution side, is called the osmosis. Now let us see what is actually osmotic pressure. Now if you consider the same experiment, when we observe the movement of the solvent molecules from outside to the inside the solution, the level of solution goes on increasing. But after some time it remains constant. This is the steady level. This steady level is attained because there are two forces acting in this case. Assume that this is the level of water inside this. There will be the force acting on this surface of the water, like this. This is atmospheric pressure. And because of this atmospheric pressure, water molecules enter into this one. That is, osmosis takes place. But once a particular level is reached, there will be another force acting, that is actually gravitational force. It is because of the gravitational force water tries to come down, but because of this atmospheric pressure on the surface of the water, it is trying to go up. When these two forces get balanced, the movement of the solvent molecules is prevented. So that pressure at which the level of the water remains constant, or the atmospheric pressure and gravitational force become identical, is named as the osmotic pressure. Because of the osmotic pressure, the level of the final level of the solution remains constant. Okay. Now we can consider one more experiment to explain the osmotic pressure. Suppose you consider this vessel. Assume that this is the vessel in which again it is separated by using a semi-permeable membrane. Now here you are taking the solution. Here you are taking the pure solvent. Here there is a pressure that can be applied on the solution. Just to understand the level of the water, we are connecting this to a capillary tube, that is a level verifier. So by using this source of water, let us say this is the level of the water initially present. Okay, or solvent that is initially present. Now what we have to do is, if you simply keep open, the solvent molecules will enter into the solution side because of the osmosis. Then gradually this level of water comes down. But if you apply the pressure on the solution side, here we have to apply the pressure on the solution side. Automatically, because of this pressure that is applied, the movement of the solvent will take place in the reverse manner. If you apply a certain pressure so that the original level of the solvent remains constant or steady, then that pressure is a measure of osmotic pressure. Osmotic pressure. Usually this osmotic pressure is defined in this way. Osmotic pressure is the pressure applied on solution side. Applied on solution side just to prevent the flow of solvent from solvent to solution side. Solvent to solution side through semi-permeable membrane. Semi-permeable membrane. I will repeat. Osmotic pressure is the pressure applied on solution side just to prevent the flow of solvent from solvent to solution side through semi-permeable membrane is called. Okay, osmotic pressure is the pressure applied on the solution side. So that is actually measured as the osmotic pressure, which just prevents the flow of solvent from solvent to solution side. There is an experiment that is called as the Berkeley and Hartley's experiment to determine the osmotic pressure of the solution. But this osmotic pressure is indicated with this symbol pi. Pi stands for the osmotic pressure. Now let us consider one important point. Suppose the pressure applied on the solution side is more than the osmotic pressure. Then what we observe is the movement of the solvent from solution side to the solvent side will take place. This is actually against the osmosis. That's why it is named as the reverse osmosis. Reverse osmosis. Usually in the homes or the industries, the water purification is done by using the reverse osmosis process. So there are some laws that we can use for the osmotic pressure, just like the gas laws. So about all those things we shall take up in the next video. Thank you.